travel with Apostle Paul, missionary journeys to other places.
So they are not aware of this event?
It's written in Acts that Mark and Luke accompanied Paul on his missionary journeys. So they weren't in Jerusalem all the time.
Now, a simple question. Are you saying during the time of their compilation of their book, the Gospel,
yes,
they were not aware of this event taking place?
They may not have been there for reasons I've just explained.
I didn't say they were being there, no. Luke was an eyewitness. He's getting information from people. Yeah? So were these authors informed about this event?
Mark and Luke, Matthew was in
See, you're missing the point. I'm not saying they're physically there, because they're getting information from people, second-hand, third-hand sources. Like Luke doesn't have anything as a primary witness. He's getting from people who has perhaps seen or heard. He himself hasn't observed anything. He hasn't seen anything. So, have the other gospel writers been informed about this event? So basically, the evidence is they haven't been informed. While such an event should have been recorded, why are the Greek historians, like Josephus, Jewish historians, Josephus was a Jew, right? Why were they silent about this? Which is more fantastic and miraculous? The resurrection of one individual, or resurrection of various individuals from a time past?
They died.
Which is more miraculous?
Jesus is alive.
Please. Which is more miraculous? Someone being supposedly dead for about 3 days and 3 nights, supposedly, questionable, or someone who was already dead and graves opening up and they were dead for God knows how long, and they then appeared to various people. Which is more miraculous?
Jesus died and rose again, and he's alive. The ones that appeared to be many in Jerusalem appeared for a time, and then they eventually died.
I didn't ask you about this one. The question I'm asking is, someone who is supposedly dead for 3 days and 3 nights, compared to someone who's been dead for decades maybe. Their bodies coming up. Who knows whether the bodies have only skeleton or flesh within the skeleton? We don't know, like zombies or not, right? They're appearing to various people. Imagine people who saw their grandfather, their grandmother, their father, their mother, their neighbor coming up and appearing to many, and then they're going back to death again, whatever. Which is more miraculous? If you are a sincere person, which you are, you would have to admit the miraculous aspect is the resurrection of those zombies, these dead saints. It's not that they're dying again, but the actual event. Okay, what is more miraculous? A Tyrannosaurus Rex coming up from the ground, or a mouse? Which is more miraculous? A dinosaur. Yeah? So what is more miraculous? Someone that has been just put into the ground, and someone who's been dead for years. Do you know there are many cases, we know, people thought they're actually dead and they buried them, and then eventually like, oh, I'm not dead yet, they come up, right? There are many examples, because they were not actually dead, they were maybe in a state of a coma or whatever. Which is miraculous? Someone who's been dead for decades, rotten flesh perhaps, and someone who's supposedly dead for 3 days and 3 nights.
The miraculous thing about Jesus dying and rising from the dead is that it was prophesied 600 years before he was.
You're not engaging with the gravity of the comparison. You're saying it's prophesied. It's not about prophecy. Which is more miraculous event? If you saw yourself these events, you'd say, oh, it's just dead zombies, from 20 years ago. Yeah, you would be just dismissing like that, would you?
We don't know how long they've been dead.
You know what? It's like this. Okay, let me give you the whole scenario exactly like for like. So graves are opening up in Hyde Park, here in this park, and dead bodies coming up. Dead bodies coming up from this ground, and they walk around, and they're just going to people who are here, because they think, oh, what is this? Maybe they're dead for 500 years. What is this? Excuse me, listen. Imagine now they're speaking and they're wondering, What's that noise coming so loud? They have no concept of a loudspeaker. These people who are appearing to many, these dead people, you and I will go home and we would not even talk about it. We would not open up our social media and say, you know what I witnessed today. You would not put that in your Twitter, in your Instagram, in your Facebook, nothing. You would just simply say, did anything happen to the speaker's corner? Nah, nothing. Nothing special. Do you really think this is how people will behave? My friend, is this how you will behave?
I'm saying there wasn't a lot of stuff written down at that time, okay?
Sorry, would you behave like that? You'll go home and you would not even talk to your family. You'd say, nothing happened in Speaker's Corner today. Or would you tell your family and friends and you start, phoning up and going, you know what, something special happened in Speaker's Corner. People who are dead, skeleton came up on the ground and they started walking. I mean, I thought, is it a magic or not? But actually then we realized they're really dead people. You would not stop from talking for a while.
Maybe it was written down, but maybe we don't have a record of it.
Please, don't say it was written down. We haven't got any information. Nothing. This is why honest historians will admit Matthew is just exaggerating here. This is a genre of writing autobiography of people, and Matthew is simply exaggerating of the events. It's not a historical event. We can accept that these people are writing an embellishment is provided for that story, make it look nice, but not historical. Just like John, you don't agree? The Gospel of John, whoever the John is, he is writing about the historical figure, but writing things that really didn't happen. He's putting his own words in the mouth of Jesus, for example. Not historical Jesus. It's a theological Jesus of John. So this is one of the reasons, I'm sure you know, the Gospel of John is not called a synoptic gospel. Yeah, because it doesn't align with the teaching, the information that you find in the three other Gospels. So now, why should we trust the Gospel of Matthew when Matthew is simply exaggerating, making things up? Why?
The point is that it is said Matthew
I'm saying no one else listens.